Time to refresh and impress. Woo, that smells good. Fight Fiend's back. UFC 325 is here. Sydney, Australia. And you know, we are about to start a streak. The first dog of the week was barking. And you love to see that. You love to see that. We got a good dog of the week this week. We have a shoey bet coming up on the Prop Fiend show. And you know, every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Prop Fiends does a Prop Fiends. Fight Fiend does a Prop Fiend show. 9 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. And every show, we're giving out $50 each and every event. Let's take a look at last week. Prelim Tim absolutely took over at the Prop Fiend show, almost going 3 for 3. He had Justin Gaethje. He warned the Fiends about Justin Gaethje, and you got to give credit where credit is due. Prelim Tim is a prelim dominator, and he even had a 4-1 prelim prop. Prelim Tim was taking juicy props on the Prop Fiend show. He wasn't laying chalk, giving you obvious picks. He was giving you value on his prelim props, his main card props, and you love to see it. And this week, we're going to bring in the special guest once again who missed the show, AJ MMA. So can't wait to have him on the show. We're stoked to have him on the show, and he is fired up. It's fight week, baby. AJ MMA is going to get another chance to join the show. You know, he's 4 hours behind us, so it's a little hard to work things out. Now, he had to work last week. He has this week off. Friday, the Fiends are ready to go. We got AJ MMA, Prelim Tim joining in, and Sunrise in April is already entered in for the $50 giveaway. So let's go. Let's get it going. We got 4 to start off the card. And we're going to get right to it. I put it backwards, all the slides. That's great. Going to have to jump through the slides here. Give me a sec. But the first 4 fights, we got the road to the UFC back. Now, these are my least confident picks for sure. So like the video, subscribe for all the hard work going in each and every week. I'm telling you straight up, these 4 picks are my least confident picks on the event. I don't think I'm going to bet them. You know, I'm just predicting fights. I'm here to give you my picks each and every week. If you want the bets, we can jump back to this slide where you can become a Patreon forecaster, see the bets, see the platinum picks with the confidence level versus the odds, so you can see the implied probability there and the differential. See if we have an edge or not on these picks. You can see the outcomes, the official ones on each and every fight when you join Patreon. So it's definitely worth it. There is a heater on the way here, and you don't want to miss out. So let's start it off. Road to the UFC. You got a great matchup here at flyweight. And I'm going with the face tat guy. He's training at City Kickboxing, I do believe. And I think that's going to help him in this fight. Now, he fought on Dana White's Contender Series. Took the loss there by a decision. He did not get finished. That was a year and 4 months ago. And he had to fight Elijah Smith. Elijah Smith is a very good prospect, so there's no shame in that loss. He won his last 3 fights. He got a knockout by a knee. He had punches and elbows from the back mount. His last fight, he did win a decision. Now, Aaron Ta from Auckland, New Zealand is wild and crazy. He will go for the finish. He will push forward, and I'm going to rely on that. You know, I don't know much about, a lot of these road to the UFC fighters. I did not personally watch these fights, the quarterfinal ones, the semifinal ones. So I'm probably not the best guy to ask for a good forecast on these fights, but I'm rocking with the face tat guy who trains at City Kickboxing because the fight night is in Australia. So let's kick it off here with an Aussie. He is from New Zealand. He's not actually an Aussie here, but we're going with the New Zealand native, the face tat crazy man for the win, plus 100. Let's keep moving on. No reason to overcomplicate these road to the UFC fights. I'm not going to recommend you to bet on them. I'm not going to bet on them. So let's run through it quick here. And pronouncing these names, I'm going to look like a fool. So I'm going to let you know the side, and I'm going to try my best to pronounce the name on the side I'm going to take here. Now, I'll try to be more clear with the predictions. Last week, it sounded like I was taking Alex Perez. Probably should have. Ended up taking Charles Johnson. Not a good decision. Not a good decision. Now, in this fight, I kind of forget who the pick was, so I'm going to Discord, checking out the pick here. None of these picks are going to be high confidence. I got 3 low confidence picks, 4 confidence picks right off the bat. So if you want to skip ahead into the video, I'm going to timestamp it in the comments below. So smash the like button on this video. Stay forecasted till the end. We got locks of the week on this show, and we got a dog of the week, which someone's going to want to do a shoey with me on. That's for sure. So yeah, this next fight, I'm taking Lawrence Lui, low confidence here. I think he gets the knockout. Probably in round 2 after there's a feeling out process. Round 1, there could be a finish round 1. I don't know what to expect in these fights, but I'm taking Lawrence Lui. He is also a guy training in Australia. I would like to say he's at City Kickboxing as well, and I am correct. Yeah. So he does have a reach advantage in this fight as well. And 9 years older, he has a little bit of experience, but he doesn't have enough for being 29 years old, which is kind of a red flag for me. For being 29, you would like to see this guy have more experience, but thankfully he is with the City Kickboxing crew, and I'm going to expect a lot of those guys to get the win this weekend in Australia. Now, if you're picking the other side, no shame in that. These fights, honestly, anything can happen. It's the road to the UFC, but you got to take a look at the reach advantage in this fight in particular. That is a big reach advantage, and that's a good number, plus 187. Give me the value pick in this one. The next one, I'm going with the slight favorite. I do believe, and that is correct. No, that's incorrect. I'm taking the Japanese prospect here, actually. Low confidence, early knockout. Now, he is another fighter off a decision win, but looking back, he has a lot of finishing upside in this fight. His hands are quick, and he's willing to move forward into the pocket and land a shot. Can he land in this fight in the finale versus an Aussie? I don't know. This is a coin flip fight. The odds indicate that. So let's be very careful on all these road to the UFC fights. This is one of my least confident picks, but I'll rock with the Japanese prospect here at 145 pounds. He does have a reach advantage too. That's another thing I noticed. But a big concern for me in this one, for the pick I'm taking, is he's 6 years older. Now, it's kind of now or never for him, and he's 7-1 for being 37 years old. He's low experience for his age, and I don't really know if the UFC wants a guy like this. I don't know if a guy like this is even UFC caliber and ready. So I think we might be looking at the Aussie here. Join Patreon, and if I make a pick change, if I change the outcome on a pick that I forecasted, I'll let people know in Patreon, but it's very rarely UC Fight Fiend changes pick. I know some people that will change their pick after their videos based off a little bit of information, and they're pretty quick to change their pick. Fight Fiend will be a man of his word, stick to the pick for the most part, unless there is a serious warning, which the paid members will be notified on. So I guess we're rocking with the Japanese prospect. For now in this fight, he has the reach advantage. I'm going to rock with that. I think he can land a shot here early and get the knockout. The next one is one of the better fights on the road to the UFC. Now, the card starts to get better and better as I start talking here. And Dom Farfan is the pick here. I think he is one of the more confident picks for me out of some of these fights. He's the younger fighter. He's another Aussie, and he has the reach advantage once again. Level of competition for a lot of these guys is not great, which is why you can't really have a whole lot of faith in them here unless you know something I don't. If you know something I don't and you want to let people know in the comments, go ahead. If you want to join Discord, absolutely free, and talk to the community, join the community, hit the link in the description below and become a forecaster for free. Follow the guidelines, be respectful, and you won't get banned. All right, no bullshit. 2026 F3 on the rise, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And remember, $50 giveaway each and every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Be there, be square. AJ MMA, Prelim Tim are going to be sharp. Kaan Ofli here next. Dazi fighting Yi Zha. Yi Zha. I have to rock with a Yi Zha in this one. He's off a big knockout round 1 in his speed. He seems to have the power. And I'll tell you, looking at his record, he does have the grappling in this fight. Kaan Ofli was knocked out before, and this is something that could happen again in this fight. You got to look at the prospect from China. He's only 29 years old. He has a big reach advantage in this fight once again. And with the reach advantage, it seems to be a trend for Fight Fiend. They're my pick. And Yi Zha is a high confidence pick, one of the most high confidence picks for me on the card after a couple low confidence ones. So let's try to make some money here with the Yi Zha, because Kaan Ofli, in my opinion, is awfully hittable. Awfully hittable. His chin is not. And I'm looking to make the money on the Yi Zha. All right. All right. Now you take a look at this next one. You got an Aussie that is ready for the win. This is a close fight, in my opinion. Odds indicate that again. Oban Elliott off a loss, though, in a fight that went to a decision and showed me weaknesses in his game that Micallef can capitalize on and squeak out a win at home here. We're talking about a fight night, a pay-per-view, not a pay-per-view, I guess, a numbered event here, Sydney, Australia. And you got to believe a lot of these Australians are going to win, maybe each and every one of them. So does Kaan Ofli get it done? I hope not. But Micallef, I think so. And he is going to be the pick. So join Patreon for the confidence level and for the bets if I place one. This is a pick, not a bet. I'm rocking with Micallef here. He's a prospect, 2 years younger in this fight. And Oban Elliott is a prospect too. This is going to be one hell of a fight. I think it's going to be back and forth for the most part. But we got to take a look at the trend that Fight Fiend is doing. He's picking the fighters with the reach advantage. And Micallef has a big reach advantage here. And you got to think it's going to play into his game plan in this one. He's going to go out there and get the win. Elliott is going to see back-to-back losses. I'm calling this one officially on the judges' scorecard. The next one, I'm rocking with another Aussie. We're taking Jacob back from the womb. Big layoff. Oh, fuck, big layoff. A year and 9 months. Has it been that long? Has it been that long? Yeah, it has been. And he got that nice soccer kick right to the midsection of Andre Petroski. And I think he has the weapons to stop a guy like Torrez Finney, who's pretty one-dimensional with the power. His wrestling's pretty good, but he went to a split decision with Robert Valentine. You know, I think Malkoun should be a bigger favorite in this fight. Enough said. I think Torrez Finney had a tough time to make it to the UFC. I think we all seen that. He had 3 attempts on Dana White's Contender Series. Dana doesn't think too highly of him, and I think this is a tough matchup for him. Malkoun is a guy from Australia that needs to start improving his record. Getting wins is what I'm trying to say, and I think he gets one here in maybe fashion, maybe by finish. All right, if you want the official outcome on the fights, join Patreon. The link is in the description below. I'll give you this one. I think it's going to be a decision, yeah. I think Finney's going to be tough enough, but you got to think Malkoun could easily finish him here. Finney is another guy that is hittable. He is green for his career, 11-0, but the guys that he fought, come on. 11-0, he's due for the loss at some point. Malkoun seems like the perfect guy to spoil that party. He is the favorite, isn't he? Next guy here. From Australia, Cam Rowston. Seems like a pretty good prospect. 31 years old, he's a little bit older. Same age as Cody Brundage, his opponent. But I think he can find the win. Fiend the win here. He is the betting favorite. And I agree with the line. The reach advantage, once again, we can take a look at that. Holy smokes. 6-inch reach advantage. I think he's going to work from bay, land his shots, and be more accurate. In the striking department is where he's going to shine. I do believe he can stop the takedowns. This fight, Cody Brundage is just a guy that you can't really predict his fights. You can't. If you can, good for you. I can't. Now, look at some of his fights. One of them got overturned to Mansour and just spoiled the party sometimes with the disqualification over a guy on this card. I think it was Jacob Malkoun. You know, there's just some situations with Cody Brundage you would rather just not bet on the fight. This could be one of them. We just don't bet on it. But with the betting spot, with the angle here, the fight being in Australia, I really think the Australian gets it done. Bookies agree, and I would have to say he is safe for the parlays. Now, can he find a finish? I don't think so. I think it's another decision win. This one's going to the judges' scorecards, and Cody Brundage ain't going to be too lucky. Although I do want to mention something. He is on the first embedded episode. Didn't expect that. Why is Cody Brundage on the fucking embedded episodes, man? Get that off there. And why is Junior Tafa on this event? I mean, he's 6-4. Why is he on the event? Why are the Tafa brothers still here? How am I still predicting in 2026 a Tafa brother fight? Tafa gang is done. I'm telling you, it's done. The grappling is not going to hold up for Tafa. It did not hold up in the last fight, certainly. And that guy was 10-5. I think Billy Elekana is a step up from his last opponent, and Billy Elekana just came off a nice submission win to a very good submission artist. What do you think is going to happen in this fight? If Elekana does not use his grappling and does not get a submission, something smells fishy. So I'm going to say Billy Elekana goes out there and gets the submission. All right, this is not one to overcomplicate. If you're taking Tafa, it's going to have to be a one-punch shot, and I have not seen the likeliness of that. He's not capable of that. That's not a very likely outcome. Tafa landing a one-punch shot, although my dog Benson just went crazy. So we're going to have to make note of that. Benson went crazy during the junior Tafa prediction. I swear to God, if Tafa gang wins now, of all times, I'll be shocked. This is the prelim headliner, so it's going to be a banger. These boys are going to go out swinging. Let's be careful. Benson just went crazy. Super confident Elekana can use his grappling and dominate this fight. A lot of you people, I should say, fiends and forecasters, are going to fade Junior Tafa, and you're going to fade my dog of the week. You're going to. I know you are. Some of you are not going to like the dog of the week, but become a forecaster in Discord for free, and you'll see who the dog of the week is. Join Instagram. The dog of the week was not posted there yet, but it will be after the show. And a lot of highlighted stories of the bet wins, proof of the bet wins, actual wagers. I post the unit size for platinum members. Highlighted stories from 2024, 2025, 2026. All the bet wins are there. The wagers, the unit sizes, no bullshit. Wins are there. Profit has been made. I'm not out here trying to brag and prove myself each and every week. Go to Instagram, see the highlighted stories if you want to see what Fight Fiend has been up to. We're doing good. We're getting better each and every day. Let's go. We're on to a great main card. And it starts off with Quillan, Salkilld. This guy is slick. And he's an 8-1 favorite over Jamie Mullarkey, who's been knocked out multiple times, who's super hittable, likes to walk into danger and get just danked. He gets danked. And in this fight, I think Nasrat Hakparas is going to Quillan Salkilld is going to do what he did to Nasrat Hakparas. Round 1 knockout. Is it going to be a head kick? That would be sick. But I think he's going to mix it up, show us something different. Does he go to the ground? Maybe. You got two guys going for the knockout. Nobody would expect a submission in this fight. But I do think Quillan Salkilld will keep it on the feet and make it quick. Round 1 knockout. First fight on the main card. We got two Aussies going into the burn and ready to go to war. And only one of them is going to walk away standing. And it's not going to take 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to take 10 minutes. Quillan's the side. Huge favorite. And with the line, you got to think it's going to be a quick finish. Rightfully so. Not going to overcomplicate it. Look at his last fight. Highlight, real knockout win. Knockout of the year. He should be able to do the same thing to Jamie Mullarkey with ease as an 8-1 favorite. All right, not here to waste your time. Here to give you some really good picks, like Tuivasa, dog of the week, plus 240. Yeah, big losing streak. I know. He's on a losing streak. I see it. 5 fights in a row now, is it? But he's fighting Tallison Teixeira as a minus 300 favorite. Tallison Teixeira is, and this guy's off a knockout loss to Derek Lewis. And when you compare the fight with Derek Lewis to Tuivasa, I think Tuivasa looked pretty decent in that fight. Tuivasa also went out there, lost a split decision in his last fight. He also looked pretty good against Cyril Gane for the most part now. Tuivasa was never going to win some of those fights with Cyril Gane, Tybura, Volkov, but he didn't get finished right away to Volkov. He went to round 3 with Cyril Gane, and he ended up knocking out Derek Lewis in round 2, which was his last win. And now he gets Tallison Teixeira, who just lost to Derek Lewis. So all the more reason to take Tai Tuivasa at home, where we might see a shoey to fire the crowd up. 5 consecutive losses, the last win coming to Derek Lewis himself. It just sets up to be a dog play here for Tai Tuivasa. Even if he doesn't win, I think he's going to put up a good fight. The bigger they are, the easier they fall. I've said this before. I don't think the Charlotte Webb looking motherfucker is getting the win here. The Brazilian is a bum. The guys that he fought are bums. And I hope he gets knocked out. I hope we see a shoey. Either way, win, lose, draw, disqualification, Fight Fiend will be doing a shoey on this fight after the fight alongside, hopefully, the dog of the week, Tai Tuivasa. Knockout, round 1, incoming. If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm here to give you my picks, my predictions. It is what it is. The next fight is a very tough one to predict. This is one I definitely want to stay clear on. I don't advise people betting. This is the most volatile fight. If you think you have an advantage on everybody else on this fight, you really don't. You don't. Now, I do see the line movement towards Mauricio Ruffy, but you got to respect Fiziev, man. He's been in there with Keiichiro, 2 close fights. He lost decisions in those fights. He came off a bad knee injury after one of those Keiichiro fights, and he just beat a good prospect. Kind of same style as Mauricio Ruffy here, and he beat him by unanimous decision. Ignacio Bahamondes is a really good prospect, and his style is honestly very similar to Mauricio. So I don't really see how Fiziev can be counted out or overlooked here. I got to respect in him, but you got to think the fighting nerds are hyped up right now off the Jean Silva win. They have more tools in the bag. They have a better coaching staff, and I think he gets the win. He has training partners to train with each and every week, but I'm not looking to bet on Mauricio in this fight. I'm going to agree with the line movement. I'm going to at least respect it and pick Mauricio to win this fight. But I don't think I'll be laying a bet. I don't think I'll be putting them in parlays. This is a volatile fight, in my opinion. One of the most volatile fights at UFC 325. I recommend Fight Fiends to stay away. And we're moving on. I couldn't even tell you if this fight's going over 1.5 or under 1.5. That's how sketchy this fight is. That's my opinion. And I'm only here to tell you my opinion each and every video. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. And on Friday, hopefully you guys get a few laughs. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the Prop Fiends go live. And we're laughing each and every week. We're having a good time giving out money to the community. It's all about the community. It's all about the community. Now, the community is going to love this pick. You got to look at Dan Hooker here, off a loss by submission, and think this guy is getting set up versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Do you really think Arman Tsarukyan is going to get the next title shot? Or do you think Benoit Saint-Denis could be getting pushed here? Saint-Denis literally needs a round 1 finish to get pushed above Tsarukyan for a title shot. Make it look more dominant. And I think he does just that. Benoit Saint-Denis had a potential staph infection versus Dustin Poirier. He was beating him up round 1. He's fought some very high-level guys, proving that he's moving up the ranks at the right time. And I think he's going to pass this test. Dan Hooker's tough. He's went to a lot of split decisions. But at some point, 35 years old, he's taking a little bit too much damage. He's going to start selling for some money to get some more body tattoos. And I think this is a spot that he sells. And Benoit Saint-Denis finds a finish, making it look more dominant than the Arman Tsarukyan win. High confidence pick. One of the most high confidence picks on the card for Fight Fiend is Benoit Saint-Denis. Final fight. This one is a banger. You got to look at the last fight for Volkanovski. It was versus Diego Lopez, who gets another chance here. Rematch fight for the featherweight championship. And I think Volk can defend it again. He had a training camp 9 months ago to fight Diego. He got it done unanimously. He sat around for 9 months. He's been healthy, training. Another training camp leading up to this fight. And I think he does the same thing. Another unanimous decision win. He has a chance to find the finish, knowing that Diego Lopez has holes in his game. Obviously, Volkanovski is going to improve off the last fight. He's going to learn off the last fight, even if he won. This guy is a champion. He's a high-caliber fighter. And Diego Lopez is wild and crazy. He's going to be looking for the finish like he did in that last fight. I'm not saying it was lucky, but Gene Silva was caught early, going in crazy with his hands down, and Lopez spun around and knocked him out with that back elbow. Beautiful stuff. But I doubt he can do it again versus Volkanovski. A shorter body, shorter frame with wrestling that is going to come into factor here, come into play for sure. Volkanovski with the ground control, takedowns. I think it's all too much on the feet. He can hold his own. You can even go back and look at the Islam Makhachev fight. That was one of Islam's closest fights, in my opinion, and Volkanovski looked very good. I'm talking about the first one with the real training camp, not when Volkanovski stepped in there for the second time. Now, Volkanovski's also been in there and been knocked out to Islam and then to Ilya. So the durability might be a problem. Old man Volk, 37, could get knocked out. So clearly there's a hedge bet opportunity here in this fight. You take Diego Lopez by knockout or by finish if that's more comfortable for you. And there's your hedge bet opportunity. I'm rocking with Volkanovski, probably by a decision. I don't really see him getting a finish. A lot of these rematch fights, I usually say it's going to be something different. And the stats say, yeah, in a rematch fight, a different outcome happens, rather if it's a different winner or how the fight ends. But sometimes it ends the exact same way. And that's what I'm going to forecast here in the featherweight championship bout rematch between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. If you want to become a forecaster for free, Discord is in the link below. Patreon with all the bets, official picks, percentages in the description below. And remember, Friday, we're back, 9 p.m. Eastern time for the Prop Fiends show, giving out $50 to the community, to the Fight Fiends and forecasters tuning in, putting hashtag F3 on the Prop Fiends show each and every week. So thanks, everybody, for being a part of F3. Let's keep it real and stay forecasted. We out. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not lying to you. We're giving out the locks this week. We're giving out the dog. See, y'all thought I was just going to dip. We ain't dipping down under. We ain't dipping down under. We ain't going out like that. Not this week. Dog of the week. You know how it is. You heard the prediction. I'm doing a shoey either way. Cheers, everybody. Tuivasa, 5-fight losing streak, in my opinion, is due for the win. He's going to claw his way to a win, and he's barking this week. His last win was over Derek Lewis. That's who Tallison Teixeira just got knocked out in round 1 versus. And it was an early stoppage. Honestly, Tallison maybe could have kept going. But I think once again in Australia, we're going to have some help from those judges. Not the judges, the ref. This one ain't going the distance. That's for sure. The locks of the week. These are the 3 Fight Fiends I'm taking for the locks of the week. Now, the locks of the week are going to be locked on Patreon next month. Giving it 1 lock parlay each and every month. Now, last week, Patty was fatty. He ate way too much pizza. So this week, we're taking Yi Zha for the win. And then we're taking the Australian himself, Aussie, Quillan Salkilld. And my next favorite pick, one of the favorites on the card, and one of the favorites to see a title shot before Arman Tsarukyan, Benoit Saint-Denis. We're going to double up, and we're going to dominate in Australia this event. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully you like the dog of the week there, Tuivasa. I know you're going to have to grab the balls and stand tall on this one, but the bigger they are, the taller they are, the easier they get knocked out. Let's go, F3. It's time to dominate these goddamn bookies.